So a while ago, I was going through a period of depression, which ultimately led me to leaving a job I was unhappy with and going into isolation and unemployment for 3 years. So depression is something that no one really understands unless you experience it. No matter how many self-help books and vacations and drinks at the bar, it's like unshakable. So I started just searching for purpose, but in all of the wrong things. I just began to believe that there wasn't anything really uniquely special about me. Like, I was good at things, but other people were good at them too, and that didn't really make me special. So I was feeling kind of hopeless. Like, I need to go back to the same type of job because there's nothing I'm really good at or am made for, So out of desperation, I came across this podcast called Daily Hope by Rick Warren, and he actually had a son who committed suicide because of depression. And he was going through a series that would help you find your shape and your purpose. So he sort of led me through this fearless self-inventory, what I'm good at, what I'm not good at. After considering all those things, I felt like I should be pursuing some sort of creative communication. But I didn't know what that meant, and it kind of sounded crazy because I only had a career background in finance. So Rick Warren had been saying that in order to find your purpose, you need to find a church community that will help you discover it and develop it. And so I remember Googling churches in the area, and that's when I came across Hoboken Grace. The message at the time was that no matter where you are, you can serve right where you are. And he gave a specific example that was relevant to me. And he said, Chris said, if you're an accountant, your purpose is not to be an accountant. Your purpose is to impact other accountants. And I was like, oh, that makes sense. I walk out of the service, and within minutes, someone at one of the connection points handed me a book called The Purpose-Driven Life by Rick Warren, the guy who I had been inspired and been listening to on the podcast for months. So now that I had been invited and welcomed into a loving community, I was very passionate about trying to find a way to communicate God in a way that helps people understand how good He is. And I was asked to join the communications team. So that kind of brought everything full circle, because I thought I was supposed to be pursuing some sort of creative communication, but it just didn't make sense at the time. So the Purpose-Driven Life laid out all of the necessary steps I needed to go through this learning process of discovering what you're uniquely made for. And it was really helpful. It helped me not only discover myself, but I found God too. And the crazy thing is, everything sort of just aligned. A job just fell in my lap when a friend called me and offered me an opportunity of a lifetime. 2 years later, I became acting CFO at the startup company for another 2 years. But what's even crazier is that 4 days ago, I was laid off. So here I am again, unemployed. But it's different this time. The most dominant feeling I have right now is gratefulness and just an excited hope.